So a termite walks into a bar and he says, "Is the bartender here?" On today's edition of Let's Copy Jessie the Reader, because we have nothing else to film, I'm doing a video about 5 authors that I haven't read any of their books, but I'm willing to and I need to, or I have their books yet I haven't touched them. So let's just get started. Number 1 is Tahereh Mafi. Just kidding. Realistically, the number 1 author that I've never read any of their work, and probably should have and probably need to, is J.K. Rowling, and this is probably a huge shock to a large chunk of my viewers, but I've never read any Harry Potter or The Casual Vacancy. I haven't ever had the interest to read Harry Potter until I became like the laughingstock of the internet for not having read Harry Potter. So I was gonna read it this summer, but now that doesn't look very likely. I'm gonna be asking for a complete box set for Christmas, so hopefully by then I will read it. Author number 2 is Jodi Picot, and I have 3 of her books, but I haven't read any of them. But I hear so many great things about her. On the cover of The Fault in Our Stars, she has a blurb, so obviously I like her. And I'm hoping I'll like her writing. It's typically not a plot choice that I would choose, but they seem like interesting stories, so I'm excited to see what all her hype is about. The next author is kind of an up-and-coming type author. I haven't heard of her until I joined the booktube community, and that's, her name's not Eleanor Parker, her name's Rainbow Rowell, and I've heard of several of her books. This is obviously the most well-known one, and I've heard nothing but amazing things about this, and her other books sound really good too, so I think I need to start getting myself into some of this woman's work because, I don't know, a lot of it seems like it would be applicable to me, so maybe she's like a nice contemporary writer. I don't know. I don't like Sarah Dessen's writing, and she's such a popular contemporary author, so hopefully I will enjoy this enough to buy the rest of her books. Will you stop texting me? I don't need you in my life right now. The next author is J.R.R. Tolkien, and he's the author of The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings series. And I have a box set. Actually, I think this is my mom's from whenever she was a kid. And I've never read it. I know that it's a movie now and they're all so popular, and I've just had no interest to. But I don't know if it's my type of thing, but I definitely want to try it sometime. The last author I've never read anything from is Crutcher, and the reason I have him on this list is because my English teacher, who I thoroughly respect, and I love my English teacher to death, she raves about his work, and I've never read anything from him. So I kind of want to dive in and see what all the hype is about, because I trust my English teacher's opinion. Might I mention there's a phone number on the inside of this right here, so I may or may not have a new friend. It's like The Fault in Our Stars, when she's like, "Call me," and she's like, "I bet you wrote the number on the inside of the flap," and he says, "And you think we don't know each other?" Oh, it's my life right now, okay? So that was all 5 people that I've never experienced but thought perhaps it would be fun to. So if you've read any of the books by any of the authors that I've mentioned, I would be glad to hear if you liked or disliked their work, because at this point I'm excited for all of them, and if I need to get my ego knocked down a few steps because you didn't like it, then you can ruin my party. I'm just hop right in. Thank you for participating in the watching of my videos. I will hopefully see you next time, so until then, goodbye friends! Mwah.